Well, hello everybody and welcome to our Friday live stream. Thank you so much for joining us today. We've really missed you. Unfortunately, we weren't able to do our live stream last Friday due to pressures of work. Good for us, but no, we like to keep in touch with you guys. So welcome back to our Fridays. So for those of you who haven't seen us before, my name is Debbie. I tend to stand this side of the camera, and my colleague Laura, who you'll hear, but if she has her way, you won't see her. She's behind the camera.
Hi there.
So we thought today, with it being the height of summer, so hopefully you're enjoying some nice hot summer weather, the height of summer, we would concentrate on something tropical. So I kind of think that's quite appropriate for this time of the year. So we're going to show you an arrangement using tropical flowers. Now tropical flowers, they're really long lasting, so they're low maintenance, they're quite striking, they're bold, they give huge impact, and what could be better for a summer ball or a Hawaiian evening or some kind of tropical evening. So I'm going to use as my container something a little bit unusual. I'm going to use a pineapple. My ingredients list today is a heliconia bouquet. Now, if you go onto our website, www.trianglenursery.co.uk, if you search under the tropical flowers section, you'll find a bouquet called a heliconia bouquet. It's a heliconia cotiere bouquet. My French isn't great, but that's a heliconia bouquet. In that bouquet, you get a lovely mix of, just move these little beasties out of the way, get a lovely mix of two different sizes of heliconia. You get some phormium leaves, you get some dracaena leaves and some Phoenix robellini. Now we don't always have huge control over what actually comes in the bouquet, so you will get a mix, so you don't necessarily always get exactly the same foliage or exactly the same colour and style of heliconias. But you get a nice tropical mix. We've also bought today, for a little bit of fun and funkiness, these leucospermum. Now this particular one is called Soleil, so again, sun. See where we're going here with that today? I've made a little tiny arrangement with a pineapple using just the leucospermum earlier on today, so I'll show you that one in a moment. And then finally, our little baby pineapples, ananas I should say. So they're really cute. Really prickly though, so they are literally pineapples, so just handle them with care. My toolkit that I'm using today is a nice, well this is a crafting knife, but you'll want a nice sharp knife to cut your pineapple. So we have said pineapple and all I've done is just sliced the top off. Now on the little arrangement that I've created earlier, I don't know if you can see that one, I've actually, when I've cut the top off, I've actually forced one of our plant canes into that and then pushed that down into the oasis, which I've secured in the pineapple, and then done the arrangement around the outside. Now, with our keenness to become eco-friendly, this time I've literally just put some copper mesh into the pineapple. So I've scooped it out, and I have to confess, I haven't saved the flesh of the pineapple because I inadvertently started cutting it about using our floristry tools and then realised they were probably slightly contaminated with other greenery, probably not very food friendly. So unfortunately I have thrown it away, but obviously if you're doing it, use your kitchen knife, use your kitchen utensils, and then you can save all that flesh, make a lovely smoothie. So I've put copper mesh in there, which I'm actually going to fill with water. Now don't forget to like us, don't forget to share us with your friends, keep those questions coming, and also we welcome any comments that you've got, so keep them coming. From the point of view of using tropical flowers, visually they give huge impact. They can be, I'd say probably slightly more expensive than some other flowers, wouldn't you, Laura?
Yeah.
But to be honest with you, I think they work out as quite a cost-effective purchase because they do have a long shelf life. So yeah, have a little think about that when you're buying. And they give instant visual enhancement. They're so striking, so bold, wonderful colours and shapes and textures. So, and they do thrive in the summer months. They like the warmth, so don't put them in your fridge. Not a huge fan, though, I have to say, of air conditioning. So certainly don't place them anywhere near an air conditioning unit, because that would instantly kill them. So we're using Phoenix Robellini here, so lovely Phoenix palms. Now I spoke to you earlier about the Dracaena. Now that's the style of Dracaena usually that's used within the bunch. What you can do is you can snap those leaves off. They can then be used individually, or if you want to do something a little bit funky with them, make them a little bit more interesting, you can actually bend. I'm just cutting a piece of anchor tape here just to secure it. So you can bend that leaf over your hand and back against itself, and then just secure with a little bit of pot tape. And that just gives a slightly different texture, or a different shape I should say, not texture. Now also with the Phormium leaves, they do look great actually as a long point, because they give you a bit of architecture, a bit of structure, and they're quite striking. Should you want to do something slightly different with it, you could just make a tiny little slit in the vein of the stem, and then fold the leaf back on itself through that slit. And there again, you have another shape. Again, it just adds to that slightly different visual effect that the leaves can create. So I'm going to start putting together now. So this is not going to be quite as structured, quite as set as the little arrangement I've done there. It's going to be a slightly looser, more of an entrance arrangement possibly, whereas something like the one I created earlier, you could use for a table decoration. It's low enough to be able to see over, small enough to be able to see round, and for those of you who've been following Triangle for many, many months, the all-important thing, don't obscure any room for food, because if it's going on a table and you've got food and drink there, that's your important bit. So we just want your arrangement to be in the middle, out of the way. Yeah, a bit of foodies here, aren't we?
We are indeed.
Right, so I'm starting with the Phoenix Robellini. As I said, I have actually put the copper mesh in there just to secure it. Obviously when the flowers fade, obviously the pineapple can be thrown away along with all the greenery. The copper mesh though is not biodegradable, so you need to remove that obviously and place that somewhere secure when you throw it away. You can always remove it, wash it and reuse it, but do be aware that if there are any bugs or anything clinging or residue clinging to the copper mesh itself, you need to scrub that and get rid of that before you use it for another arrangement, because it will contaminate your next arrangement. Now the reason why I'm folding the ends of these over is because my copper mesh is not happy to let the whole stem go in, so I'm having to fold them up to thread them between the mesh. There we go, that's better. And I think I've got one more somewhere. Here it is. So I've left some of the Phormium straight and long, and some of them I've bent the ends over. Just bringing that into here. So yeah, it would make a really good entrance piece for a cocktail party. You popped it on the bar or something like that. Make a good welcome. So I'm going to start with the smaller heliconias, and I'm just going to remove the slightly longer outer stem. Oops. Cut those at an angle and pop those in at the top. It really does give that sort of exotic feel, doesn't it? The Phoenix, the palm trees, and you can almost imagine yourself on a nice beach somewhere. Or is that just me? Alright, so just popping that in the other side here. And just threading it in between the mesh. Just wiggling that mesh a bit, about a bit, so I can get... There we go. Whoops, no. Just move that. Got a piece of the copper mesh at the bottom there that's stopping the stem going all the way through. Ah, there you go. That's better. Getting to stand up. Doesn't want to stand that way, does he? Okay, leave him like that. And then one more for the smaller heliconias. Again, I'm just putting that outer part of the stem just to make it a little bit more streamlined so it goes through the mesh that bit easier. I'm actually doing an all-round style arrangement here. And I'm just popping in some of my leucospermum. I'm just going to pinch the leucospermums from here. Now these actually you can get in reds. There's almost a pinky colour tone one as well, isn't there? So you don't just have to have the soleil, the orange.
You can get a yellow as well. It's more of a golden colour, isn't it? It's
yeah,
lovely.
you can. Yeah, you can. I'll just pop that one in here. Now I'm doing, as I said, I am doing an all-round style arrangement today, which would be appropriate, as I said, for an entrance hall or a nice welcome. Get rid of these stems. Another palm here. You do get some palms usually within the mix, heliconia bouquet, but I have actually purchased an additional 1x10 Phoenix Robellini here just to give additional foliage. I think the palm leaves kind of make it look, oops, missed that completely then. Almost getting to the point where you can't see me, aren't we, Laura?
Yeah, I know what you're like.
Obviously unintentionally. There we go. And then
so if you wanted, sorry to interrupt you, Debbie, if you wanted to kind of give this like wow factor look, is there a way, I know you mentioned that tropical flowers can be that bit more expensive, but they do have their benefits for that. Is there any flower varieties that you would use that would still leave that striking look,
but cheaper?
Would be slightly cheaper?
Right, so yeah, there are, I would suggest you go for really bright, vibrant flowers. I mean, there are carnations, roses, gerberas, they're available all year round. You can buy them in some really stunning colours. So rather than focusing on varieties, if you're going for a mixed variety, but you still want to keep that tropical appearance, I'd probably go for really vibrant colours like oranges, reds, cerises, yellows, really hot summer colours. That can help to give you the same kind of look without possibly the initial cost.
And to be fair, you can just go for all these foliages, can't you? Because that just gives you that lovely tropical feel.
It does.
All these ferns and palms.
Absolutely. And again, with foliage, has a nice long shelf life. So, you know, works well, I would have said. Right, so I'm just going to bend over a couple more stems. Grab my pot tape. As I say, it just gives a slightly different shape and another way of using the leaf. So literally just bend it away from yourself and then just tape the pot tape or anchor tape around the stem. Now, it's not detrimental to the longevity of the leaf because you've not messed up any of the cell structure. It's still going to drink in the same way that it would if you left it long, but it just adds just another dimension to the arrangement. And you can obviously do that with aspidistra leaves, or even with the big banana leaves. That's another item we could have used today, banana leaves. They are quite large though.
They are quite large, yeah. More maybe in like a martini vase or something quite dramatic in the sense of the table. Or, to be fair, you could use it as more like a table runner, banana leaf.
We have done that before, yeah.
So
and then
your food platter.
And then we've, yeah, absolutely. And then they've had platters of on the top, yeah.
Right.
Works well. I just noticed you mentioned that food word again.
It's getting around lunchtime, it's on my mind.
True.
And just going back to the leaves, that you've done it with the tape.
Yeah.
I've also seen you in the past do, not with tape, but stapling it.
Yeah, you can staple it. The only thing I would say about staples is they do have a tendency occasionally, if you're not careful, to rip the leaf itself.
Okay.
What you can do, I'll just show you this one. If you want to be totally eco-friendly, again, just a little tiny slit in the vein. Nails aren't sharp enough, do that with my scissors. So a little slit in the vein, bend it back on itself, pop the stem through, and then you can actually pop that into your arrangement.
Yeah.
So you're not using anything there that's not biodegradable.
Yeah.
I'll just lay that there so you can see it. Probably not quite as secure possibly as using tape. My last little heliconia to go in here. Oh. Starting to struggle to see where the end of the container is. And there you have it. Very exotic. Now, you could, as I said, with the other one, I actually popped the cane, yeah, no, what do you call the top part of the pineapple? The greenery part, anyway. I put that into the top of the arrangement before, but on this occasion, I think I'm just going to lay it beside, just to add a little bit of extra. So there we go, there we have it. Yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it. Do tune in again. We look forward to welcoming you back. Don't forget to hit that like button and share us with your friends. And for more tips and hints and other inspirational videos and flower arrangements, don't forget to visit our YouTube channel. And we look forward to welcoming you again very soon. Have a wonderful weekend and keep those comments coming. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next week. Bye for now.